As was reported at the 2020 annual conference session under the leadership of Bishop Latrell Miller Easterling, our collaborative work to end racism and to grow in cultural humility was accelerated and expanded. We recognize that not all churches, communities, and individuals are of one mind regarding racial justice, and we support our United Methodist Constitution that calls us to do this gospel work.
From July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021, we have trained all conference staff, including district superintendents, in inclusion, diversity, equity, and anti-racism practices. All staff are participating in monthly check-ins to support these practices with Dushaw Hockett of the Spaces Project. We incorporated the intercultural competency toward beloved community covenant into staff expectations. We began testing an interactive online curriculum to support leaders, staff, lay, clergy, and church leaders in committing to and living out the beloved community covenant and identifying their next faithful steps.
We've partnered with the People's Supper to train over 65 congregational leaders to become Brave Space table hosts and participate in the first Mapping a Pathway to Racial Justice conference-wide series. This intensive training spanned over the course of 5 months, and we're working with interested persons to replicate these transformational conversations in their local context. We've introduced the importance and core principles of building the beloved community at each transition workshop for congregations receiving a new pastor. In partnership with Reverend Dr. Hero Park, we've developed a curriculum, a diverse church by design, for cross-racial, cross-cultural appointments in churches who need to better connect with their communities. We've conducted over 134 intercultural development inventory debriefs with personalized intercultural development plans to help persons develop a strategy for taking their next faithful developmental step towards cultural humility. This brings our total to about 300 IDI debriefs since we began this work in April 2019. These debriefs include staff, members of the Board of Ordained Ministry, chairs of conference boards and committees, and other leaders.
Through communications, we've published 25 news and feature stories, 9 viewpoint pieces, and 149 articles, conversations, and encouragements about beloved community and making inclusive, diverse, equitable, anti-racist choices. With the Discipleship Council and Cabinet, we've added questions to the church profile form for congregations to report on where the congregation is on the path toward racial justice. 556 churches completed the form and 498 answered this question. From these results, we estimate that 83% of Baltimore-Washington Conference churches are on a pathway to becoming racial justice change agents.
We've developed collaborative work groups to support leaders and congregations who would like additional resources for getting started, getting churches on board, and legislative actions. Additionally, we are making resources available to support laity and clergy to have brave conversations needed for fruitful ministry. With congregational leaders, we've offered various forms of public witness against racially motivated acts of violence upon people and property, including church community vandalism.
We know this is a journey of a lifetime, and that each choice we make, each action we take or don't take, either makes us an agent of God's liberating love or not.